Good morning, Foxes. How the devil are you today? How's your weekend been so far? Did anyone go yesterday? Well, you know what day it is. It's Sunday. It's 9:30 a.m. It's time for the famous Foxes Aftermath show run by the fans for the fans. And you know what? Your opinion matters. So get them comments in now. Come on, let's get going. It's kickoff time. Come on, you Foxes.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, everyone. How the devil are you? Are you good? Well, did you enjoy watching it yesterday? We had a few in the bar watching it. They were quite impressed. And I must admit, the last few pre-seasons, I've been a bit nervous, a bit worried. But I've had hints of, after watching that yesterday, I've had hints of excitement and actually looking forward to the season. And I'm beginning to miss them a little bit. Like last year, I wasn't really missing the football that much. But after yesterday, I'm sort of looking forward to it. And I don't really know what's wrong and why it is wrong, but it looked good. With nothing seemed to go wrong yesterday. There was a bit tiredness, a bit ring rusty, but I don't know. So we're going to bring Jono in, see what he thinks. Morning, Jono. How are you, pal?
I'm really good, really good.
What did you think? Because like I just said, got a little pangs of excitement about what I saw, like Ricardo playing in the central midfield, Will Fendidi playing right-sided midfield and pushing on down the wing. I was excited for it.
It's exciting. When Ndidi came on, I'm like, he almost scored twice. He's threatening defenders. I'm like, whoa, what's happening here? Ricardo playing a very impressive role of central midfield, cutting in from the right. While Faye's pushing the ball forwards. Inklings of very positive stuff. We got nothing like this with Brendan. That was a stale football. This looks like the beginning of exciting football.
It does, doesn't it? Here's Reedy. I think he's just fetched his breakfast. He's just got back in time. Morning, Reedy. Looks like you're having a gobful of what? Bacon sarnie, is it this morning? Yeah, bacon sarnie. It's normal Sunday fare. You were actually there yesterday, Reedy. There was like 3,500, 4,000 people there. I'm not sure exactly how many were there. Morning, Chappie. Long time no see, pal. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. How's retirement? What did you think? What was the feeling in the crowd? Was it more of hopefulness and looking forward to it, like me and Jono watching it?
Well, as much as I wanted us to win in the first place, it was, for me now, it was more about seeing the style of play we wanted to go into and how it kind of works. And in the first 60 minutes, you could tell pretty much clear as day what sort of thing we were looking at. Obviously, inverted fullbacks going into midfield with Ricardo in there. I thought he was brilliant yesterday with how he was used. And just the midfield, how we play with the ball. Like I say, going in, like players actually moving off the ball to try and make space. That's what we haven't been doing. So like I said, when Ricardo has the ball, if he doesn't find space, he passes it back to Winks for him to move back out so he can make the passes again in the midfield. So it's good to see. We didn't just try and boot it up top all the time, which was the issue, I think. Because again, it just shows desperation if you're trying to boot the ball up all the time. But like I say, I was happy with how we played. Yes, it was only 1-0. People say it was only 1-0 against a Northampton Town side, but I'm happy with how we kind of set up, and it's a start because, like I say, now we're going to a lot tougher matches in Singapore, which on the day you never know, we could be fighting and playing and beating them. So
well, we could do, but I don't know whether you saw this, Reedy. I think Jono, did you watch it yesterday? Were you about to watch it?
I watched it, yeah.
Did you see before the game when they were coming on? Connor Cody, I don't know whether you saw it really, but Connor Cody was really pumped up for it. He was clapping, saying, come on, lads, let's do it. He was fist in the air. I don't know, he just looked up for it. He's got to be the captain, surely, Jono, hasn't he? He's got to be the captain.
I mean, Vardy was captain yesterday, but Cody, I mean, he's a natural captain.
Just talking about the captain, did you notice that the armband was the Premier League armband?
I did. I was like, oh, no.
It was the Premier League's captain's armband.
Wow.
But no, Cody for me is natural captain.
And also your mate Daka, Reedy.
Oh, he was awful.
I'm sorry, I'm not having anyone call him awful when he's been.
No, he was. Sorry, Reedy.
He's been brought on the wing, and he got given the ball in the worst position possible. You cannot say he had a bad game.
He couldn't control the ball when he got it. He was offside multiple times.
Vardy was offside more than him. Vardy was awful yesterday.
Daka couldn't score at all.
I'm sorry. I'm not having it.
No.
Don't get me wrong. Start a family squabble. Hold on a minute. Calm down, you two.
Daka's, yes, not had the best couple of seasons, but he needs to be used right. We've always said we need to use Vardy and Daka in the same way, and we don't use him like that.
Yeah.
Why Vardy play well, but at the moment, no one craps on Vardy's record or Vardy's not a goal scoring.
Because you can't because Vardy is one of the best players in Leicester City history.
Yes,
Daka can't control the ball.
He's our straight main striker, and he's not doing F all for us. So Daka got into worse positions than Vardy and made more of it. So for me, I'm not shitting on anyone from yesterday. It was a good performance.
Honestly, I think we were. I know we won 1-0 and KDH scored with a header right in front of goal. He missed one in the league season, didn't he? Where he missed it right in front of. I can't remember what game it was. I agree. Hates me to say this. I sort of agree with Reedy, but I don't agree with. We were a bit toothless up front yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we had some good chances. Daka missed some chances. Vardy
had a sitter and he missed.
You are?
Vardy had a sitter and he missed it.
Yeah. We're very prone to counter-attacking as well. Very prone to counter-attacking, I feel.
We still
that's a style for you, I mean.
We still look a bit toothless up front, but the signs, forget about the strikers. We know there's goals in the strikers. We know there's goals in Vardy. We know there's goals in Nacho. And we think we know there's goals in Daka somewhere in this league. Ben's just put here about wingers. I don't think we need wingers the way we're playing. I don't think we need
wingers. Speaking of wingers, is it Marcel?
Madaduva.
He was really good. I was really impressed with him.
Yeah.
I thought he was really good.
I'm just going to go on about the midfield because I think that midfield of KDH, Pereira and Winks, I know we're only playing Northampton, but I think it was a decent midfield and it looked good. It really did look good there. Like Reedy said, again, I'm agreeing with him, which is very unusual for me to agree with Reedy twice in a year, let alone twice in 10 minutes. There seems to be more space on the park. The football we're playing is possession-based football, which is what Brendan Rodgers played. But Brendan Rodgers' possession-based football was side, back, back. You know,
the thing with that was the issue was because no one was making the moves in midfield to try and make space. That was the problem. That's why we kept going side to side. That wasn't Rodgers telling them to do that. It's just because they couldn't progress the ball forward. Whereas they've just seen yesterday, like I say, when one midfielder is not on the ball, they're making space so they can get a pass to them. Winks is always making that move to get into that space. And if not, they do go backwards and someone like Cody makes more of a ball down to the wings again. So it worked well yesterday. And like I say, it's a good sign to see going forward.
See, like Mark Watson's just said, if you're going to set up with three at the back, you don't need wingers, cash in on Barnes and move on. It was a bit strange yesterday that Barnes had a bit of a tight muscle and Sumari wasn't even in the squad for either of the two games. Does that tell you something, Jono, Reedy, that one of them's going to go?
I'm not bothered if Sumari goes. I'm not bothered. I mean, he's had multiple chances to prove himself. He hasn't. And I think with Winks coming in, I think with Ndidi looking like he might be staying, I think we should sell on Barnes and Sumari and move on.
I disagree there, Andrew. I thought Madaduva played quite well, actually.
Yeah, I think he played well.
It looked like he got a bit of pace. He drove to the byline and he attacked with pace. Unlike Barnes, that stopped doing that all of a sudden. Reader, was there anything that you saw? They're different to what we saw.
He had many chances on the ball. Obviously, I think a lot of the times balls came over to him and he tried to make a move on it, but there was. I just don't think I feel like he was kind of like Barnes with. He just didn't do enough with it at times. Don't get me wrong, he's got good pace and he wants to move with the ball, but like I say, I just didn't see enough with him to be like, just take a shot or just dribble past someone. I did feel like he was a bit apprehensive on doing stuff, I guess, but that's maybe because he's just a bit of a youngster. So,
like Ben's just said there, when a plan B or plan A isn't working, you can sort it out and you can change it. And that's what he did yesterday, didn't he? He changed the system. I know he made a raft of changes, but he changed the system on the album mark. He changed the system and it worked just as well, I thought. So the players are reacting to how he wants them to play. And that's what we haven't had over the last 2 years. There's been no way, no plan B, no nothing. But we seem to have another plan now, don't we, Jono?
Don't get me wrong. I agree with Reedy saying this is the way we're pushing forward to this style of football. We can't say.
Reedy. I've been doing that too much today.
But we can't say that is it. Because this is the first time I've ever seen Ricardo come into the middle. The first time I've ever seen Ndidi on the right come into the middle, like in the forward position. He's experimenting, which Brendan Rodgers never did. And was it perfect? No. There's a lot of areas we need to improve on, but he's experimented the players we've got because this is what Pep does. He adapts his team and players to fit the team, which is what Brendan Rodgers never did. He said, "This is my 11. I don't care who we're playing against. This is my 11. We're playing it." And there's like, you know what? Let's try and put this player here and adapt it. Does it work? Maybe not. Let's try and change it again. This is what I'm impressed with.
Like Andrew says here, he thinks the players are enjoying this style. I think they're enjoying this style. It's a style that they can get used to and play, where I think the style before, they couldn't play it.
Yeah, like I say, the one thing that really caught my eye yesterday is when we scored, I think it's when we scored the goal and Pereira came down the wing, literally completely done over one of the defenders and literally chipped it in for Dewsbury header. So, again, people were saying, somebody next to me was saying at the game that Ricardo's going to be massive for us because he can play in that inverted fullback position in midfield, and we know how good he is actually going forward. So,
yeah,
it's a mix between anything. Like I say, Cassagna is always on that right side, but Ricardo's still there for that.
The only thing is, I would say about Ricardo is he's made of glass at the minute.
Maybe, but you never know with the new fitness people. You never know.
If you look at the tactics, it looks like Ricardo was the sort of main man. Like it looked like a lot of his the tactics will evolve around his movement. So if that's the case, if he's too injury prone or looked like he was going, why is Enzo making him the key figure? So I'm thinking he must be staying, and he must be fit enough to, warrant the focus on him.
Yeah, just going to bring in our Sheffield correspondent. I think he's finished.
Sheffield.
The Sheffield. Oh, no, there he is. Bit
higher, Ross, bit higher.
All right.
Yeah, a little bit higher, Ross.
So, Mr. Cameraman.
Nearly seen up your shorts then. We didn't go that far. It's early Sunday morning. What do you think, as you're just joining us, Ross, JJ, what do you think to his performance yesterday? Aggie's just asked the question.
I think Double J had a really good performance, I think. I just think they all did, obviously, apart from Daka. Sorry, I don't care what you say, Reedy. He wasn't brilliant.
Everyone just jumped on his back, so.
He needs to. The thing is, he's had 2 years now. If he can't score against teams like Northampton.
Yeah, but Ross, Vardy didn't score. It's not about the scoring; it's about the positioning, the control of the ball. That's what I'm interested in.
To be honest, the first couple of pre-season games, the score, you could lose 3-0. You could lose every game in the pre-season. Look at when we won the league. We had I think we drew one game out of the whole pre-season.
And
it's about the performances, really, and how the tactics are working. And I think we're seeing signs of new growth, new buds starting to grow and sprout very slowly. It's going to take time for this to work. But
if he can find Daka's position, I'm happy. As Reedy said, if he plays in a position that he loves and he scores goals.
It's not about loves. It's about getting in the style of how he wants to work. I'll take it back. If he played to his style, then he will score goals. He nearly scored one yesterday where he had that run on to him, and he basically was offside for it. But that's the sort of style we need. But if we're not going to play like that, then yes, you probably would get rid of him.
See, there you go. Scuba Bad's still got to put the ball in the back of the net to get you 3 points. Correct. We still need to score the goals. But there's still I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this season, even though it's the Championship. I'm still looking forward to this season.
Let's be honest.
I am.
Exit world. I don't care what anyone says. End of the day, you get moments like Luton Town getting promoted. You get moments in playoffs and just games in general. You know, and Billy Evans just put it there on the net.
Yeah, gosh, don't. Yeah, I've seen it.
No.
I'll do it. And no VAR in the Championship. But that could hinder us as well with offsides.
That could kill us. Honestly, as much as the problem is, I love VAR on its own. It's the people in charge of it that was the issue. That was the problem.
It's the people who don't know how to use it. But we need to make this is what I'm worried about. Last in the game, we were very, very prone to counter-attacking. If a player slightly offside, there's no VAR. If they count the goal, it's a goal. So we've got to make sure that we try and null out counter-attacking as much as possible, because we can't be rescued by VAR anymore. So we've got to try and reduce it.
What about, we're just talking about the midfield and probably the wing backs at the same time in this, because two of them, Pratt, I'm going to add Castagna to that. Reedy, to me, they looked a bit out of it yesterday, and they both played in the games, both warm-up games. Are they staying, or do you think they go? Pratt didn't look happy against Peterborough, and I wasn't too sure about him yesterday. And everyone knows I love a bit of DP in the middle of the park. But him and Castagna didn't look that interested. So why is he playing him, Reed it?
Well, I don't think Castagna had the best of games, because I'm starting to see his typical style of play. Goes down the wing and just tries to cross it in, I guess, instead of trying to maybe cut back or whatnot. But the likes of Pratt, for me, I thought he did okay yesterday. I thought he put a bit of a fight in there, gets his leg stuck in. I thought he was quite unfortunate with a few interceptions. He got the ball and then lost it. But that again, that can happen to anyone. So it might be my bias on Pratt, but I
did put a couple of good through balls through to Vardy.
Yeah,
and he did get a couple of knocks as well. So he likes putting his foot in, and I like it. And I think he'll do well in the Championship, but I don't know.
I think he will stay. I think he will stay.
Who's that?
I think Pratt will stay. I don't think Castagna will, though.
No, I think Castagna's gone. Because you can tell with Enzo's tactics who's going to stay. Definitely, I think Ricardo's definitely going to stay after yesterday's performance. Dewsbury Hall's going to stay.
Daka going on loan abroad.
Thing is, if we need a striker, would you get rid of Daka?
Yeah.
Because we can't have Vardy, Iheanacho.
I'd rather let Iheanacho go, to be honest.
What?
No,
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. Iheanacho.
No. I'd rather let Iheanacho go and bring in the likes of Perot, just because I don't think Kel will stay either way.
But the thing is, Vardy and Daka are two similar players. If we're going to play Vardy over Daka, we'll get rid of Daka.
Well, no, because then Daka or Vardy, whoever doesn't play to begin with, will be that 60th minute striker to come on. Surely you don't want only one fast striker.
But it's Porro fast.
Is Perot fast? No, but he's that second striker. He's a striker like Kel.
And isn't Perot the that's Perot. That's the I was thinking of the
Spurs player.
Hercule Poirot.
Oh.
Anyway, well, Fez.
No, get rid of him. Sorry.
I thought he was all right yesterday. I thought he did well.
Who's that?
Well, Fez.
I thought Faze was good. I thought he pushed the ball up. He had a few good passes down the middle. I thought he was decent.
Yes, Scott, I am showing my age. I am old. I don't know about Welfare. Him, Cody, and Doyle. I'm not sure. Doyle.
The question is who starts. Is it Suter or FaZe? That's the thing. If both stays, it just depends who starts, because you need rotation.
It'll be all three: Cody, FaZe, and Suter. It'll be all three.
No. Yeah, but
Doyle will be definitely in there. Doyle's the first man on the sheet.
Doyle's got to be I wouldn't say first man on the sheet, but he's got to be in that starting three.
Yeah.
Him and Cody
You need to have Doyle.
Cody and Doyle, the professionals, have got to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
They've got to be the three. And it's one of either Suter, Wout Fez. And you know what? I've got to wash my mouth out for saying this. And I think Reedy knows what I'm going to say. I thought Vestergaard played reasonably well yesterday.
Oh, no.
People jump. I'm sorry, everyone keeps jumping on players back just because of the previous stuff for it.
But
he did well yesterday.
He played quite well yesterday. That's all I'm not going to say anything else, but I thought for the half hour, he played quite well.
He made no mistakes. Good.
Yes. Yeah, but he put that stunning ball over to...
He did. Let's keep it... I'm not going to say anything bad. Let's see if it's consistent.
To be fair, yeah, I agree.
I know it was only half an hour. I know it was only Northampton Town, and Nick Moore has put, yes, he's playing
at his level.
But you still need someone. If he's playing that well against Northampton, how's he going to play in the Championship?
I still don't know why people are jumping on his back.
Well, I'm not going to go any further than just say he played well yesterday.
I agree. Well, let's see if he does it that well on the tour.
I'm not going to change my mind over him, but he played well yesterday, and he deserves a bit of credit from it yesterday, I think.
Our number 7 played well yesterday. I forgot his name.
Madanuva.
Yeah, Manduva. Really, my sister's boyfriend's a Cobbler fan. He watched game yesterday. He was saying he's very tricky on the ball.
I'm looking forward to see where he goes because I think he has good feet, good pace.
Does Thomas get in the team? And under 21 Euro winners?
No chance.
No.
Why?
Because JJ's better than him at left back. Christensen's better than him at left back.
And Ricardo's there as well.
Ricardo's at right back, but either way.
See, again, when Thomas first came in, I'm going to disagree with you, Reedy. When Thomas first came in, he looked quite good. His first 3 or 4 games, you thought, oh, blimey, he's 18, 19-year-old coming in, playing like that. He played a great game in the FA Cup final. And then Brendan Rodgers drained the life out of him.
I think it's more about experience for me. I think as much as he's done well, but I think you just need someone who knows the Championship, and like I say, JJ knows the Championship.
Hang on. Christian doesn't know the Championship. Ricardo doesn't know the Championship.
Well, I'm saying they've been previous.
Daka doesn't know the Championship. Nacho doesn't know the Championship. I could go on. You talk about people that don't know the Championship. I think Luke Thomas, I would still put him over Christensen.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. That's my opinion. I think end of the day,
it's just too weak for me.
Yeah, but end of the
Luke
day,
Thomas needs a loan for a season.
Reedy, this wouldn't mean a thing to you, but anybody that watched it will understand. In the second half, there was 8 trialists on. Anybody that had a number of 41, 42, 43, 44 were all trialists for Northampton. At one point, they had 8 trialists on.
Oh, I know. No, my mate told me that they had a load of trialists.
The commentary was brilliant because whoever was doing it on YouTube, on Leicester TV, was trialist A, trialist B, because there was no names.
Yeah, I saw that.
There was no names whatsoever. There's trialist G, trialist H. It was unbelievable, it was, but it was funny listening to it. Made the commentators' life a lot easier, to be honest. But I know we can't get excited about it, but it's like I say, pre-season is all about new shoots of growth and stuff like that. And I think we saw signs in it yesterday.
I'm surprised we didn't play in our away kit. New one.
Well, it's not been announced yet, so.
It's not been announced yet. You'll probably see that on Wednesday or in Singapore, wherever. But yeah, all in all, I was quite impressed. There was signs of it, and he's got more weeks to go on. We've got a couple new signings coming this week, I think. The keeper, what's his name? Mads, what is it?
Couldn't tell you.
The Danish keeper. What is it with Danish keepers?
Well, they're all good, to be fair. You know, Kasper, obviously, Everson did well for us on the back end of last season, despite, obviously, what of his. Yes, I know his distribution is bad before anyone jumps the gun. But
Hermanson, sorry.
Mads Hermanson. You've got the lad from Chelsea. They're trying to get on loan according to form, according to Mike McGrath from the Telegraph. Cesar, whatever his name is. I can't remember. You know, my pronunciations of names, they're absolutely useless. Ross has gone. Oh, there he is. He's back. Trying to get him on loan. maybe Perot. Would that be decent if we got 5 new signings in? Would that be good for you, Reedy?
I said it yesterday at the game. I went, do you know what? We probably have a better Premier League side than we did last year. If I'm totally honest, the back line's probably better than last year. The what do you call it? The midfield probably is just as good. Like I say, Yuri Tillemans wasn't the greatest last year, was he? And then attack, hopefully, if we bring the likes of Perot in or one more attacker. Again, we've not downgraded much, have we? So
No.
I honestly think
we've got Premier League side and Championship.
There's one player we haven't mentioned yet, and that's Albrighton.
Kevin!
He gets stuck in, doesn't he?
I thought he was really good. I thought he was very good.
Yeah. I'm not going to get overexcited. Like I said about Vestergaard, he played well for the time he was on.
He got stuck in.
But whether his age and I mean, he didn't perform very well for West Brom when he was there. I don't know. It's just
he puts in a shift. That's the important thing.
He played well yesterday, but like Patrick's just said, there wasn't an awful lot of creativity there yesterday. At the minute, we're trying to work out the style of play, and then the creativity will come with it. I think.
Yeah.
But I was going to call him Kevin Albrighton, then you Ross. But yeah, Albrighton did play well, but again, you've got to be careful with him. That it was Northampton, and it was for 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But then you've got Wilf coming on and playing right side of midfield and having an absolute stormer down the right
I loved it. I love players that's playing out of position, what we consider out of position, and just.
Thing is,
it was our biggest threat for 20 minutes.
The one thing I will say is, and these sort of players do come out of somewhere, because I remember, is it Decore for Everton? He was more of a DM beforehand. In the last few years, he actually has become more of a attacking midfielder, because he's quite tall and he knows where the boot is. So
it looked like he had quite fun yesterday, indeed.
Franco just said, where is it? Here it is. He looked sharp playing high up the pitch. When he plays high up the pitch, if he makes a mistake, he's not going to get caught out. When he's playing defensive midfielder, if he makes a mistake, there's a big chance he's going to lead to a goal.
Yeah.
The playing up there is less pressure. So I think it's working for him. I really do. But anyway, we're on to Lovren on Wednesday, and then we go Singapore on Saturday, and then we've got 2 games, and then it starts 3 weeks today, is it?
August, 3 weeks today.
3 weeks today, we play our first game. 3 weeks and 2 hours, actually, it will be.
Is it the first season? Is it the first season we're having a pre-season without having a home game at the King Pet?
That's what I said yesterday. We've not actually got a home game scheduled in for pre-season. We haven't did the last few years as well.
We played Seville, didn't we? We've played a few of the Spanish teams, haven't we?
Yeah, played Sevilla, Villarreal,
Bilbao.
We played a load of Spanish teams. 1 year we played Real Madrid. 1 year we played Barcelona. 1 year we played Atletico Bilbao. First ever game at the King.
Played Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Yeah, them.
Yeah, we played against our old keeper, didn't we?
Real Valladolid, whatever you want to call them.
Did we play Valencia? Oh no, that was
Villarreal. Because that's when
Villarreal was when Fofana broke his leg.
Yeah.
We haven't played the Spanish team this year.
Do you guys think we need to get our signings done, or a big bulk of our signings done before we go away to Singapore?
Yeah.
Because if Enzo's going right, we need these players. They must be on that plane. They must be for pre-season. So,
well, all I'm going to say is last year we had nothing and we had no basically any transfers. So I think we can't complain about the amount of transfers and the amount of appointments we've had this season already. If we get 1 or 2 more additions before we do go to Singapore, then I think you would all be very happy. Like I say, a new keeper, maybe 1 more attacker, you'd be so happy with it, because like I say, we were asking for it last year and we weren't getting anything. So we're brought in a lot more quality than we have ever done. So
credit yesterday, 3,500 going down. We
took most of the stadium. We took up 3 stands.
Yeah, because one of their
home game basically.
One of their stands is in construction at the minute. That's why.
Yeah, for the last 9 years.
I was in that one.
Well, yeah.
It's been like that, Ross, for 9 years.
I don't know. I'm just going
the council, the bigotry with the council and the rights to build on it.
Yeah, there's problems. There's
end of
problems.
the day,
Anyway, at least we haven't got that problem. We've got 4 sides and a roof. That's all that matters.
it is what it is, you know. So
it is. Right then, Ross, we're going to let you go and finish your breakfast.
I've finished it. I've
You
finished
finished it already, have you? All right then, pal. We shall speak to you later, mate. Be good. See you later. Cheers, Ross. Thanks for coming on. Well, lads, I was going to say 3 points in the bag, but it's not, was it? It's a friendly. A victory, decent performance. What more do you want, Jono?
Just keep plugging at it, fixing the errors, and keep on trying to find new ways to use the players we've got. Just keep them going. It's working.
Enzo is the man, isn't he? Enzo's the man, Jono. Rightio, pal.
I'm not saying that yet, but
you've got to go. Let's put it this way. I'm happy we've got a new manager instead of
same. Let's just keep plugging.
Onwards and upwards. All right then, pal. Speak to you later, mate.
See you later.
Read it. Just you and me left, pal. Just you and me left. Yeah, so all in all, performance okay, result okay. And we just got to keep building on this, haven't we, pal?
Yeah, it was just nice to see a win finally for once. Like I say, last year we didn't see many of them, did we? So good to see a win. And like I say, good to see how we were going to set up going into the season, because if it don't work, it's not going to be the greatest going into the first game of the season. And I'm just glad that we've shown that we can play with the ball and actually look a bit more creative than just passing it around the back with 3 at the back. So yeah.
Yeah, we looked a bit more. Yeah, there was a bit more
forward thinking,
intent and forward thinking. Yes, intent and forward, and a bit of intensity. We haven't heard that word for a long time since Claude Puel was here. We played with a bit more intensity, intent, and we had a bit more of an idea what we're actually doing. I think the players knew what they were actually doing. All right, then, Reedy, we shall speak to you soon. Have a good week, and if I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window, pal.
Yes, no worries, mate.
Be good. See you later, mate. Well, everyone, cheers for watching. It's been much appreciated. Again, you turned out in your droves to watch me and Reedy and Jono and Ross waffle on. Well, Ross waffling on more than anybody. But it's been much appreciated. And we shall see you next week, 9:30, every Sunday morning. Ciao, ciao. Adios. Goodbye. Arrivederci.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.